It's a battle of the unbeatens as we are set to conclude the night's early card with 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first the blue corner at 5'9", weighing in 155.3 pounds, coming off a shocking knockout victory in his Bellator debut. He remains undefeated now with 11 wins, no losses. From 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘'𝗦, Brazil, presenting Manoel Sousa. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'9", weighing in 155.1 pounds, with 7 of his victories inside the Bellator cage as a professional. He's entering with a total of 10 wins, no defeats. From Denver, Colorado, USA, Archie Colgan. In charge, your referee, 𝗟𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘'𝗦.
Very, very exciting fight in store. Could be quick. There's a splattering of early victories between the pair. 21 fights. 10 for Colgan, 11 for Sousa. All victories and so many knockouts. Will this go very, very quick? Or will we have something different, 𝗟𝗪𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘?
Well, I will say that was a very, very tentative glove touch. I think both of these guys feel like they're going to knock each other out with the first punch, so they're holding that ground, that space between them. You can see the long stance of Sousa, trying to stay low, waiting for that shot from Colgan.
Look at the size of both of their thighs.
Huge, huge. These guys incredibly strong. What does that mean? Incredible explosion when you decide to get that body moving forward. These guys very, very quick.
Switching it around, Sousa, orthodox to southpaw. Nothing landed yet. This is an old-fashioned boxing feel out here in the opener in the cage.
It almost looks to me like Sousa's tempting Colgan with his lead leg. He's like, come on, I'll put it right in front of you. I know you're tempted.
Jabs being swapped tentatively. Crowd on the edge of their feet here. Just waiting for an explosion, and it's gonna come surely.
That was a good left hook from Sousa, and he threw it really low as well to account for the low stance of Colgan.
We talked about those Kimura traps, the counters to the takedown. 𝗟𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘'𝗦, both known for their Kimura trap games. That could be part of the bait here. Go ahead and reach single leg. Jabs for that Kimura position.
From Sousa, the tension in there, it's extraordinary.
Yeah, I like that jab to the body that Sousa's using as well, just to keep throwing something into that center pocket where Colgan might be putting his head if he's level changing.
He looks a bit looser to me, Sousa.
Open his hands over there. I think that's bait. Loopy right hand, but good defense from Colgan, keeping that left hand up, keeping it honest.
See, now you can see Sousa dropping his. Dropping his legs, dropping his arms around his legs. You can tell that Colgan respects the punching power of Sousa. He doesn't want to be caught in the pocket trading hooks. He knows where the danger is in this fight. I think he's trying to find his way into the legs as safely as possible here.
Right hand blocked. Tries one back, Colgan. Nothing major's landed yet. Halfway through the opener, but you cannot take your eyes off it.
Nice. Very interesting approach here from Sousa. I think.
Takes it, Colgan. Partially blocked, but if that landed flush, rather static Colgan and more fluid Sousa.
You see a lot of times a fighter who usually has the athletic advantage, who's used to being more explosive, they're fighting basically a mirror image of themselves.
Southpaw.
Yep, Colgan's having trouble dealing with that.
He's switching it up, Sousa.
Constantly making it difficult for Colgan to figure out how he's going to get in on the legs, especially if the look of the legs keeps changing. southpaw to orthodox. But the hands down from Sousa shows that he's trying to tempt Colgan to come and exchange with him.
You've been in and watched MMA for years. I've done it with boxing. In terms of boxing, Sousa's winning this hands down. It's the distance and the feinting. The feet are good.
He looks much more comfortable on his feet, in my opinion. Colgan still looks like he's looking for that level change, and Sousa, to me, looks like he's calling it on.
Well, one thing we say in boxing, you want to box like Roy Jones Jr., you better have his speed. You better have his awareness. Not everyone is Prince Naseem Hamed. You got to see those punches coming. Sousa right now believes he can do that. We'll see if it holds up.
Crowd want a bit more action here, but it is a fascinating watch, this first round.
Oh, what a drive on that takedown, my goodness. And then straight over the shoulder for Colgan to try and keep his opponent's shoulders on the floor.
That Jordan Burroughs blast double leg. Great stuff.
This is what Colgan wanted with a wrestling background.
The problem is he's starting this strategy very late in the round, in a round that it looked like Sousa was more comfortable on the feet. Is it enough? That's the question.
Well, aside from this takedown, I would say that the best thing that's happened so far in the first was that short left hook from Sousa. But with this takedown and with this control, I think Colgan might steal it on the scorecards here.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because Sousa dominant, really on his feet, but not much landing. And then Colgan exploding with that back end of the round.
Stop.
Archie King Colgan coming on later.
All right, here we go, round two, ready? It's gonna work.
In the black shorts, and it's Manoel Sousa, who was so good on his feet for the first 3-4 minutes. And back he goes. This is where he obviously wants it.
Tries for the long left hook again. Colgan with that confidence in that power double now. I feel like we're going to see a takedown attempt much earlier. Now he knows his horsepower can get this fight to the floor.
That's a great line. Horsepower, love it.
It's so incredibly true with both of these guys, but I agree with you, Dan. If I'm in his corner, I go, hey, see that takedown? I want that early this time around. Make him uncomfortable.
What are you telling Sousa, the corner?
Use the lead hand a little bit more effectively. Also, throw in some shot stoppers. Uppercuts, knees. Even if they don't land, they make your opponent hesitate for a second to drop their head for the takedown.
It seems to me that Colgan always wants to be outside of the punching range of Sousa. If I'm Sousa, I'm not going to be rushing into range and offering big takedowns. I'm going to edge my way into range and land my power shots.
Eye poke, it looks like.
Yeah. Right eye, is it? Just stinging for Archie Colgan. And there'll be recovery time for the King.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Pushing off and posting. This is the downside to training with boxing gloves on, is that your hands are closed. So a lot of the time people will post with a boxing glove when in open hands they'll reach with their fingers open.
And that's what happens.
That's exactly what happens, yeah. Because you're not getting that reminder in sparring that you can't reach with your hand out like that because, of course, the glove's closed.
I mean, that looks incredibly painful. How difficult is it to come back? We've seen it once already tonight from the poke in the eye.
When you put your hands in the face,
as you try and get your focus again.
Here we go. You ready?
You just got to try and get your eye cleared. A lot of the time, it can be just contact with the eyeball that makes it feel irritated for a moment. Like what we've now introduced recently is a cold compress to take down some of the irritation, which seems to help a lot more. A lot of the time, people just want to wipe the eye, though. They feel like it's irritated.
Now seeing those feints from Colgan, you saw him kind of reaching for that lead leg, trying to draw a reaction out of Sousa.
Both of them swinging from the hip. Sousa with all the knockouts, but maybe at a slightly lower level. Has he got something else up his sleeve?
I think Sousa's just showing a little bit too much that he's going to strike. He's got a big tell with his lead leg. Because he's stepping in from outside of punching range, he's showing that big step forward with that lead leg, which is potentially going to allow Colgan to counter or take him down.
Jab from Colgan.
I would throw a little bit more of that. Colgan, the problem is he's leading like that with power punches.
It's more compact, isn't it?
Exactly. Power punches, though, always easier to see. One disguise it with the jab, and Colgan so far not doing that.
Colgan turning southpaw.
Nice job on the level change. Big takedown again.
Scrambling is stifled by Colgan in the top positions. Got that tight waist in now, gets the head position into the armpit to drive his opponent's shoulders back towards the mat.
Yeah, we call this Z guard for obvious reasons. Legs look like Z's, but it's that ability to keep your opponent kind of at a distance with your hips. The problem is, unless you roll underneath for a leg lock or something like that, it's not really a submission position.
This is great work from Colgan from this position. Sousa keeps looking for that Kimura, but he's not in the right position to get it locked in. Man, he looks like he might have recovered it here. Wow, look at that.
It might, but it's so hard to use without active hips.
I'm amazed that Colgan allowed him to get that grip on the arm.
When he was in control there.
Exactly. Now what we could see is if Colgan can get his right leg free, he might be able to spin around the front and get the armbar a la GSP Matt Hughes.
The first one gave up an armbar exactly in that position. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘, Sakuraba, same thing. Yep, the old school fans. Gotta be careful there.
He's cleared that leg here. Colgan's in a position where he can start moving. He might feel the danger, though, with this Kimura. We talked about in the keys to victory. This Kimura trap is a strong scrambling position for Sousa.
Good job from Colgan getting over the head. Now kind of has Sousa where he wants him. Up against the fence.
Last minute of the second. Colgan and Sousa, undefeated records on the line here at Wembley.
Colgan needs to keep circling off the fence here, as he does. Good work. Got to keep setting up these takedowns, though. He can't get too predictable because Sousa will keep throwing that uppercut. Nice knee attempt there, but Colgan closes down onto hips. Can he finish? 30 seconds to go. His man's in the air, and he's coming down.
Oh, look at that strength, the power there. And every time they hit the floor on the mat, it looks like Colgan's in charge.
Stocky, strong, physical, wrestling background, has those heavy hips. See that pressure on the leg. Don't get enough distance to use your guard.
And he's catching the eyes of the judges late on in the rounds as well.
Easier.
I would give that second round to Colgan for sure. One, I think, is a bit more of a toss-up.
Okay,
Yeah, difficult one to score. I feel like he might have stolen it with that takedown and that last little bit of control in that first round.
Sousa boxed well in the first round. Who knows what the judges have thought about the first. Second round, Colgan. Here we go. Just under 5 minutes.
Yeah, but neither guy can feel comfortable about a lead right now. Neither guy can go, I don't need this third round. They both need it.
Lightweight division. It's America against Brazil.
Good right hand from Colgan.
I think he's got some confidence, Colgan, after the way he went about that second round. And Sousa just hasn't been able to land one of those big, decisive punches that have laid out so many opponents so far.
The first round's always going to be the stiffest takedown defense when your opponent's freshest. I think at this point, Colgan knows that if he needs to put this fight on the floor, he's got the drive and the technique to be able to do it, and that does take some pressure off him.
Just looking down at the record, Bellator veteran Colgan up in level as he
Another
lands
good
a
right.
right hand. Maybe the difference here.
Yeah, for sure. And then you've got to take into account his wrestling background as well. That was a lovely right hand, though, from Sousa. I think you felt that one connect.
But it might just take one to change the pattern.
Man, he's always going for the home run, Sousa.
Surprised Colgan didn't try to clinch off that hook. Looked like he was in good position to maybe get the body lock.
I'm surprised the Sousa corner haven't told him to throw more uppercuts.
Uppercuts, knees, those shot-stopping techniques. Like I said, even if they don't land, they make you hesitate.
Sousa throws him off. Strong in the clinch.
3 minutes left. How the judges seeing it? Is Colgan in the lead?
That helps.
Yep.
Takedown. Same deal. Bullying, double leg.
Well, it's happened time and again now.
Sousa trying to get to the fence so he can pop up, but he's letting the hips of Colgan really advance.
Got that one leg bound up. You can still see his foot's tangled up between the legs of Colgan. That's going to slow down Sousa's exit.
See if Colgan get that mat return.
Going to kick that leg out, I think. The most efficient way to go. Kick that right leg towards the road to Dubai pad on the corner.
This is clever from Colgan, using time up and the physicality. A big difference and a problem for Sousa.
Break and strike here. Someone's going to take the initiative. I think it might be Colgan, though.
Also the optics for the judging. Colgan keeping this fight where he wants it. Sousa up against the fence.
I think Sousa might need something dramatic here. Last minute 45.
I think we're going to see the rear uppercut here from Colgan again. Now he's got Sousa biting on those takedowns. He's going to be able to feint that little dip and come right at the center channel with the rear uppercut.
I see Sousa feinting with that uppercut.
It's a bit desperate, this, from Sousa now.
Little bit, he's overextending himself, reaching for his opponent, which is making it easy for Colgan to drift out of the way and pick his opportunities to take his opponent down. Nice little counter there.
And Colgan right now not taking the bait to exchange, right? It's Sousa throwing combinations, but Colgan does not want to step in and make this a boxing match right now.
Manoel Sousa trying to protect his 11-0 record. King Archie Colgan, the 29-year-old from the States. Is he inching towards victory here?
I think he may be. Sousa's looking a bit frustrated, like he knows he needs to connect with something significant. He's now the one pushing forward, but it is making him reckless. And the fact that Colgan's not engaged him on the feet is making it difficult for him to land his own punches.
But also Sousa in the last, let's say, minute of this fight so far, last couple minutes, has kind of looked like the boss. He's the one moving forward. He's the one throwing the shots. But I don't know if winning this third round on the judges' scorecards would really be enough.
Well, we don't know how that first round was scored. It could be tight. It could be all Colgan. It looks like it's going to go the whole way. Sousa attacking late on. Now he's trying to catch the eye of those judges like Colgan did at the end of the first and second. Fascinating how this is scored. It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go now to your three judges at cage-side. Your first judge, David Leatherby, scores the fight 30-27, while judges Daryl Ransom and Dan Murgliata both see it the same, 29-28. He'll remain undefeated by way of unanimous decision. Archie Colgan!
By 3 and by 1 on 2 cards. Few boos around the arena. Now it's sort of what you like, but maybe the right guy won there. Archie Colgan makes it 11 on the spin.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now.